Yeah, so as we know, it's still very much a rumour at the moment that's just picked up quite a bit of traction. As we also know, with rumours, they can obviously come to something, but more often than not, they tend to come to nothing. I'll speak about the Thiago to Liverpool as if as if it could happen. And if it was to happen, I do think it would be a decent signing. I rate Thiago a lot. I think I know you guys do as well. We've watched some of his games, some of his highlights, and he was linked with United quite a few years back, and some are both to say it was close, some will say it was nonsense, but United fans were quite excited back then. And he's only got possibly better at Bayern Munich, or he's at least still as good as he was then. So I don't know what I'd be thinking if I was maybe someone like a Wijnaldum or a Keita. Would my position be under threat where we sort of play? But I mentioned in the last episode, I think they could do with a proper playmaker, like not a deep lion, but like a proper number 10.
Yeah.
He isn't that for me, but if it was to happen, would he strengthen them? I think he would.
I'm in agreement. So you're saying, Reece?
Well, look, Thiago's a really good player. If I was to ask either of you guys and just say the first thing that comes into your head, what area of the team, if any of the team, do Liverpool need to strengthen? What would you say?
I would say probably the centre of the park.
So when you win a title, you need to try and strengthen in some way, and Thiago would definitely allow you to do that. Now, I don't know exactly what the figure is that Liverpool would have to pay, or any compensation package if he was just coming as a free agent, but I'm not sure it would make sense for Liverpool. I think that when they signed Naby Keita, who is undoubtedly a very good player, just based on performances, all the time I see him, he can't get into the team. They paid near to £50 million for him. So I think it wouldn't make sense for them to not buy yet another midfielder. It doesn't matter if he's world class or whatever, but because Wijnaldum's had a great season, Henderson's had a great season. Naby Keita, when he's played, he's been very good, and they've also got James Milner who can keep things ticking. Fabinho, a different type of player, but yeah, definitely he wouldn't be displaced in that team. So I'd have question marks on it. That being said, you do see sometimes title-winning teams neglect the opportunity to strengthen. I mean, we look at Man City the last few seasons. They haven't really signed any world-class players. Since I would say Laporte, and he's obviously not world class, but he's probably the last player who really strengthened that team. I think that influx of players, Bernardo Silva, Laporte, were the last sort of intake of players, and they have struggled. I think Liverpool haven't really gone forward. If anything, they've gone backwards this season. Again, not strengthening, just in terms of the quality of their performances. But City have done that even worse, and they've gone even further backwards, and hence why Liverpool have been so dominant this year. So I think City definitely will strengthen, which will probably force Liverpool's hand. I don't know, to be honest. I couldn't really call it.
It's like, if Thiago is available, because we all know it could just be like a move to strengthen his contract position, right? Because that happens a lot. But if he was available, and he is quite strongly linked with Liverpool, they might be thinking, well, what happens if he goes somewhere else in the Premier League, So whilst, like Reece pointed out, their midfield is performing very, very well, and has done for the last 2 years, some Liverpool fans or people might say, well, so-and-so doesn't deserve to be dropped. Wijnaldum doesn't deserve to be dropped.
It's interesting you say that, Becky, because that Liverpool team, they're a quality side, right? Let's not get it twisted. They're very good at what they do. But their midfield, if we were to break it down player by player, the only world-class player that's in there is Fabinho. Jordan Henderson is a good player, but he's not in that bracket of elite midfielders. Wijnaldum, again, a solid midfielder. He's not in that bracket. Oxlade-Chamberlain, again, solid player, but he's not in that bracket. Milner, he's coming towards the end now. I don't know how much long Milner really has left at Liverpool, maybe a season or two tops. But they don't have what you would call a world-class creative midfielder. So I do think Thiago gets into that side relatively easy. I think Naby Keita next season will be big for him. But it's hard to say.
The thing is, though,
it's about finding the right players. When you've got the mood in the camp, I mean, the reason Liverpool have won the title this year is not because any of their players have been world class. I mean, you can look at Mane, you can look at Alisson, Van Dijk, and possibly Salah as well, and they have been very, very good. But you wouldn't say that they've got a nucleus of world-class players. They've got a really
well-oiled machine. That's what
exactly what I was going to say.
They've got a charismatic manager who really pulled the squad together, and they've got this harmony within them. They play for each other. That might be the Leicester problem when they won the title. I mean, obviously it's a bit different, but they couldn't add any world-class players because they would have needed someone to slot in to the way that they play and to have that squad harmony. Do you want to change your winning recipe?
That's the thing, is that you mentioned well-oiled machine is exactly the phrase I was thinking, Spoon, and Klopp is just, he gets the absolute maximum of what he wants out of his players, not just even his starting 11. And if you are to bring a world-class, because like you say, we don't perceive players like Wijnaldum and Henderson to be world-class, although it's not like they are world-class, but they're doing world-class jobs of what they've been asked to do.
Yeah, very
and
true.
That's how it works. And like we said, if you try and disturb that by bringing in an expensive, quality, world-class midfielder, like that could go wrong. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and that's why I said I don't perceive Thiago as an out-and-out attacking midfielder number 10, which is what I think they need, which can be introduced and then taken away. So you don't necessarily have to drop anyone in the centre of the park. You can just alter your formation slightly. So it is a difficult one, but they can't stand still at the same point. They can't, because everybody else around them is going to strengthen.